Good morning students, this is Latif sir. In this video today I will discuss about compounds and mixture. So first I will discuss about compound. So what is a compound? A compound is a substance. A compound is a substance that is formed when two or more elements combine chemically in a fixed ratio or fixed proportion. A compound is formed. When two or more elements combine chemically in a fixed proportion, a compound is formed. For example, water is a compound. Water is a compound, and water is formed, a molecule of water is formed when two hydrogen atom combine with one oxygen atoms. Okay, so water is a compound which is formed by chemical combination of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, in the proportion, in a fixed proportion 2:1. And every molecules of water consists of two atoms of hydrogen, always two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. Similarly, carbon dioxide, CO2, carbon dioxide is a compound which is formed by chemical combination of one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. Okay, so some other examples of compounds are given. Carbon dioxide I have told, nitrogen dioxide, calcium oxide, zinc chloride, all these are some other example of compounds. Okay, so compound is formed when two or more elements combine chemically, a compound is formed. Now see, one point is given: the properties of a compound differ from those of the constituent element present in the compound. The properties, very important line, the properties of the compound differ from those of the constituent elements. That is, property of the compound is different from the properties of constituent elements. For example, water. Water is a compound which is consists of two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. So water is formed by combination of hydrogen and oxygen. So constituent of water are hydrogen and oxygen, and properties of water is different from properties of hydrogen and properties of oxygen. Water does not support burning, whereas its constituent have totally opposite properties. Oxygen support burning, and hydrogen burn itself readily. So properties of a compound is different from properties of its constituent elements. Okay, remember that. Now chemical formula of a compound. How to represent a molecule of a compound? Okay, you can represent a molecule of a compound using chemical formula. So you have to know what is the chemical formula. The chemical formula of a compound is the representation of a molecule of that compound. The chemical formula of a compound is the representation of a molecule of that compound, and it represents the number of atoms present in one molecule of that compound. It represents the number of atoms of the elements present in one molecule of the compound. For example, the chemical formula of water is H2O. The chemical formula of water is H2O, which represent one oxygen molecule, one water molecule. H2O means one water molecule, and in one water molecule two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom is present. Okay. So chemical formula of water is H2O, and it represents a molecule of water which is formed by combination of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atoms. So chemical formula is the symbolic representation of a molecule. Now see, valency. What is valency? Valency of an atom. So what is valency? The number of atoms present in a molecule of a compound depends on the combining capacity of element forming the compound. So valency is the combining capacity. Valency is the combining capacity of an atom of an element. Okay, the combining capacity of an atom of an element is called its valency. Valency of some element is 1, valency of some element is 2, valency of some elements is 3. Okay, so valency of element is a whole number, always is a whole number, that is 1, 2, 3, like this, and it varies from 1 to 8, An element with valency 1 is said to be its monovalent element. Okay, if valency of an element is 1, then the element is known as monovalent element. If the valency of an element is 2, then it is known as divalent element. Okay, if valency of an element is 3, then it is known as trivalent element. Okay, in the table valency of different elements are given here. You can see valency of element, name of elements and their valency is given. Okay, and these elements have fixed valency, elements with fixed valency. Okay, so lithium, sodium, potassium, hydrogen, all these elements have always valency 1, so these are monovalent element. Oxygen, magnesium, zinc, these are divalent element, valency is 2. For boron, aluminium, valency is 3, that is these are trivalent element. For carbon, silicon, valency is 4, that is the carbon, silicon, these are tetravalent element. Okay, and some elements with in this table showing that some elements with variable valency, that is more than one type of valency. Some element can exhibit more than one type of valency. Okay, so this is known as variable valency. So elements and their valencies are given here. Elements with variable valency, that is more than one valency. Nitrogen, phosphorus. Nitrogen, phosphorus has two valencies, 3 and 5. Sulfur has 3 valency, 2, 4 and 6. Chlorine and iodine has 4 valencies, 1, 3, 5 and 7. Chlorine and iodine has 4 type of valency, 1, 3, 5 and 7. Manganese has total 5 type of valency, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7. Okay, cobalt, iron has 2 and 3 valency. Copper has 2 valency, 1 and 2. Lead has 2 valency, 2 and 4. Okay, so this element can exhibit more than one valencies. Okay, now see how deriving a chemical formula, that is how to write a chemical formula of a compound. Okay, so you have to follow some rule to write down the chemical formula of a compound. Okay, to derive the chemical formula of a compound, you have to follow some step, some rules. Okay, let us explain these steps with example. For example, formation of carbon dioxide molecule. So what you have to do? First step, in first step you have to write the symbol of the element present in the compound. So carbon, I have told that carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide, in carbon dioxide the elements present, see the first step, you have to write down the symbol of the element that make up the compound. So carbon dioxide is made up of carbon and oxygen. So first you have to write the symbol of carbon and oxygen. In second step, you have to write down the valency of each element below their respective symbol. Valency of carbon is 4, that's why it is written C4, and valency of oxygen is 2, so it is written O2. You have to write the valency of each respective element as a subscript. Okay, and after the second step, in third step, you have to exchange the valency of the element. Okay, you have to exchange the valency of carbon. You have to exchange valency of carbon with valency of oxygen. Okay, so after exchanging the valency of individual element, what you will get? Just exchange the valency of oxygen with valency of carbon. Okay, and after exchanging, it became C2 and O4, C2O4. And now find out any common factor of 2 and 4. If there is any common factor of these valencies, then you have to divide these valencies by the common factor to get a simple whole number. Okay, so common factor of 2 and 4, is 2. The common factor of 2 and 4 is 2. So you have to divide these number and this valency by 2. And after dividing 2 by 2, then you will get 1. And after dividing 4 by 2, then you will get 2. Okay, 4 divided by 2. Okay, so in fourth step, simplify the formula by dividing the valencies by a common factor, if any. if there is any common factor, you have to divide the valencies by a common factor. Okay, and if not divisible by any common factor or any common number, leave the valencies as there. Okay, now during the writing the formula of carbon dioxide, there is a common factor between 2 and 4. Common factor of 2 and 4 is 2, so you have to divide both these valency by 2. Okay, and after dividing we get C1 and O2. So what is the formula of carbon dioxide? Is CO2. Very simple process. Okay. One more example I am explaining. Formation of zinc chloride, ZnCl2. Formation of zinc chloride. First step, you have to write down the element present in ZnCl2. The elements are zinc and chlorine. Okay, in second step we have to write the valency of zinc as a subscript. Valency of zinc is 2 and valency of chlorine is 1. Okay, so you have to write the valency. In next step you have to exchange the valency of zinc. You have to exchange the valency of zinc with valency of chlorine. Okay, so after exchanging valency of this zinc and chlorine, it became Zn1 and Cl2 in third step. And in last step here there is no common factor of 1 and 2. There is no common factor of 1 and 2, so it is not required to divide these two valencies by any common factor, because there is no common factor of 1 and 2. So the step in step 4, the formula becomes ZnCl2. Okay, the number 1 is not required to write down, so formula of zinc chloride becomes ZnCl2. Okay, so using these steps you can write down the structure, the chemical formula of a compound. Okay, one more example is given. Similar process, calcium oxide. Okay, same process, you have to follow the same process. Now see some compounds and their chemical formulas also given. Magnesium oxide. Constituent elements are magnesium and oxygen, so formula is MgO. Calcium oxide means CaO. The compound calcium oxide, the formula is CaO. Copper oxide is CuO. Copper oxide is CuO. Zinc oxide is ZnO. Lead oxide is PbO. Like this. Magnesium sulfide is MgS. So these are chemical formula of these compounds given. Okay, so read the table. Formula of copper sulfide, zinc sulfide, lead sulfide, nitrogen dioxide, zinc chloride. Very easy to derive this formula. Okay, very simple process, and you have to remember this formula of this compound also. Now here table is given. Compound nitrous oxide. In nitrous oxide the formula is N2O. Formula of nitric oxide is NO. Formula of nitrogen dioxide is NO2. Formula of nitrogen pentoxide is N2O5. Okay, here this table, this is due to multiple valency, two elements may combine in more than one proportion to form different compounds. The topic is due to multiple valency, two elements may combine in more than one proportion to form different compounds. Here example is given. In all these cases nitrogen and oxygen combine to give different compounds like nitrogen dioxide, nitrous oxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen pentoxide, but the ratio of nitrogen and oxygen is different. In nitrous oxide the ratio of nitrogen and oxygen is 2:1. In nitric oxide the ratio of nitrogen and oxygen is 1:1. In nitrogen dioxide the ratio is ratio of nitrogen and oxygen is 1:2. In nitrogen pentoxide the ratio is 2:5. Okay, similarly one more example, hydrogen and oxygen combine in different proportion to give different product like water and hydrogen peroxide. Both are formed by combination of water and hydrogen peroxide. Both are formed by combination of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. water is formed by combination of two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. But hydrogen peroxide, the formula of hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. H2O2. Formula of water is H2 and formula of hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. So in H2O2, two hydrogen atom combine with two oxygen atom. So ratio is 2 is to 2. Okay, so different element due to variable valency, they combine in different proportion to give different products. Okay. Now see mixture. What is mixture? What is mixture? I have discussed about compound. Now see about mixture. A mixture. What is a mixture? A mixture, it is also called mixed substance. A mixed substance or mixture is made up of two or more pure substances. The pure substances may be elements, compound, or both. A mixture or mixed substance is made up of two or more pure substances, that is elements, compound, or both, that retain their individual properties. Okay, and the substances or components that make up a mixture are not chemically combined. This is the difference between mixture and compound. In compounds, the constituent elements are chemically combined, but in mixture, the components are not chemically combined. Okay, and in mixture, the constituent element can retain their individual properties, but in compound, the constituent element cannot retain their individual properties. Okay, so now see the properties or characteristic of a mixture. First, no definite composition. Mixture do not have any definite composition. A mixture does not have a definite composition. It is made of more than one type of pure substances in varying quantities. Second characteristic, no fixed proportion. No fixed properties. A mixture does not have specific boiling point or melting point or characteristic like color, smell, taste. Okay, so mixture does not have any specific does not have fixed properties. Okay, so mixture does not have any fixed properties. Okay, properties like boiling point, melting point, characteristic, color, smell, taste. Next point, next characteristic of a mixture, the component of a mixture can be separated by physical method. The components of a mixture can be separated by physical method. Since a mixture is formed by physical means, it can be separated into its constituent by physical methods. Okay, and in this next day I'll discuss about how to separate the components of a mixture using different physical methods. And next characteristic of a mixture, in mixture, the constituent elements or components can retain their individual properties or individual identities. Okay, so the component of a mixture retain their individual properties in the mixture. The components of a mixture retain their individual properties in the mixture. So these are some characteristic of a mixture. First characteristic is no definite composition, second one is no fixed properties, and third characteristic is separated by physical method, and fourth is retain their individual properties. Now difference between mixture and compounds is given. Mixture, it is formed when two or more substances are physically mixed together, but compounds is formed when two or more substances are chemically combined. Okay, physically combined, when physically combined, mixture is formed. When chemically combined, compound is formed. Mixture does not have fixed composition, but compounds has fixed composition. Compound has a fixed composition, but mixture does not have any fixed composition. In mixture does not have chemical formula. Mixture does not have chemical formula, but compounds has a chemical formula. Okay, so the constituent substance can retain their chemical properties in mixture. can retain their chemical properties or individual properties in mixture. The constituent substances retain their chemical properties in a mixture, but the constituent substances do not retain their chemical properties in a compound. Okay, so these are some differences between mixture and compounds. Okay, now next topic it is given whether air is a mixture or compound. Air, you know, air is a combination, air is a mixture of different gases like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Okay, and air is a mixture of different gases. Okay, and dust particle also. And air, there is no fixed chemical formula for air, because it is a mixture, it is combination of different gases by physical means. Okay, and they are not in air, the constituent gases, that is hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, these are not chemically combined, okay, that's why air is a mixture, not is a compound. Okay, and air satisfy all the characteristic of a mixture, not the characteristic of compound. So air, it is formed when two or more substances are physically mixed together. Like mixture, air is formed when two or more gases physically mixed together. And air does not have any fixed composition, air does not have any fixed chemical formula. Okay, and components of air, that is different gases, can be separated by different physical means. Okay, so that's why air is a mixture, not is a compound. Okay, now see types of mixture. Two types of mixture: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture, when the components of a mixture are first it is given heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so when the constituent components of a mixture are non-uniformly distributed, or when the constituent or components of a mixture are not equally mixed together, then it is known as heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so example of heterogeneous mixture: mixture of sand and soil, sand and popcorn, soil and iron, oil in water, fruit salad, food items. These all are examples of heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture are those mixture in which the components are not mixed equally, or in which the components are uniformly mixed together. Okay, non-uniformly distributed. Now see, homogeneous mixture, just opposite of heterogeneous mixture. When the components of a mixture are uniformly distributed, or uniformly means equally distributed, equally mixed, then it is known as homogeneous mixture. When the components of a mixture are uniformly mixed or uniformly distributed, then it is known as homogeneous mixture. Mixture of salt water, mixture of sugar water, milk, honey, all these are homogeneous mixture. Okay, and here it is given what is solution. Solution is a mixture of two component, at least two component, in which one is known as solute, another is known as solvent. Okay, the component which is present in small quantity is known as solute, and the component which is present in large quantity, it is known as solvent. Okay, for example, in salt water, salt is known as solute, and water is known as solvent. Okay, and the mixture of salt and water is known as solution, salt water solution. Okay, and student, next day I will discuss about different type of separation techniques. Thank you, students.